It's the final match of the night here at the GG.Bet Invitational for New York. We do, of course, have Winstrike taking on BPro. Both these teams looking to try and solidify a spot. BPro, obviously, coming into this event as the invited team as well. They've impressed and surprised us so far, but now they've got a real trick on this, real matchup on their hand. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know either, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Really.
No, they do have quite the test ahead of them.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, we got there in the end.
Eventually.
Yeah. No, Winstrike, yeah, it's, I guess, higher caliber than what BPro would normally go up against, but I think considering what they've shown so far, being able to topple Sprout yesterday, they should be up for the task. I mean, we got to consider Winstrike did end up getting in this situation by winning versus Sprout in the first day, 19-15, so overtime battle and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think just in general, we could say for both teams that they've had more promising of a run in this tournament than we expected out of them.
Without a doubt, right? Because obviously both these teams have beaten Sprout, both these teams have lost to Optic, but in the side of BPro, they took Optic to overtime. Now, Winstrike had two 16-12 and a 16-13 game against Optic, which is, yes, still impressive, but in a best of one, BPro almost taking that win. So I feel like this is definitely going to be a close matchup, and we may see all three maps.
Yeah, it could very well be. And one thing that has me excited about this matchup specifically is mainly because of BPro, because when we saw them yesterday versus Sprout, they were just non-stop gung-ho. There's no end to them. T-sides were just running past thick and fast. And it's super entertaining to watch. Now, as we get into it, we're going to have the map vetoes. And, I mean, again, not going to say that anything's too much of a given here. Overpass is going to be picked by BPro. That was their map versus Optic. So going back to familiar territory, I guess you could call it, on their end. For Winstrike, they're going to go with Dust 2. I don't know how you feel about it. I've talked to Dinko about this at length. I'm not too convinced about teams that pick Dust 2 as their own map pick. I feel like that's such a risky way to go about it, regardless of who you are.
Yeah, totally. You were saying that yesterday, even in that big Hellraisers game as well. It did turn out well for Big.
Yes, they ended up winning, but I don't know if you can feel too safe about it ever going in that direction. Mirage is going to be our decider, so I guess familiar map pool in that sense. We haven't seen too much of Vertigo. We haven't seen any Vertigo, I guess is the right way to put it so far in this Invitational.
I think we had one game. We've had, maybe one game. And maybe I'm.
Oh, actually, no, you're right.
Dinko and I covered a game of Vertigo. No, we did. We did. We covered a game of Vertigo. How dare you? Am I nothing to you?
No, I think it's the map. I think it's the map in itself that just. No, because I remember. Yeah, no, we were talking about how we were excited to see if there were any change-ups to how. Well, basically, we got to see more CT side aggression. That's really what we took out of it. But yeah,
it was the Winstrike Optic game actually, because I think what's kind of funny with Winstrike is they are always keen on playing Vertigo. They've got 7 logged maps, which I think is quite a lot right now, considering how many other teams just insta-ban it, for example. But out of those 7 played maps, they've only won it twice. So they've had a bit of a rough affair. They pick it against Optic, they lose it against Optic. That was a bit of an off showing from them. And BPro in this one just insta-banned it. They've never played it. Fair enough if you don't want it at all, but it's not like Winstrike have proven to be too successful on that map anyway.
No, that's very true. Actually, yeah. Now it all comes back to me. It was
pushing B stairs, the smokes. It was crazy.
Tess is having a crazy game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, Vertigo's not going to be part of the map pool. Overpass, Mirage, and Dust 2 is going to be what we're looking into. I think it's. I don't sit on enough information about these two teams to necessarily feel that I have a clear favorite over the other. I think in terms of name value, then obviously you'd lean towards the Winstrike, considering they have names like Edward, Bondic, Quick, and so on. But after what I saw from BPro yesterday, I'm just ready to be positively surprised as we go forward.
Especially on Overpass, which is the map they actually really took Optic to the knees, really. They lost 19-17. Like, that's such an impressive scoreline. Optic have always been a keen Overpass team. And I think another scary thing is looking at Dust 2, BPro, a map they've only played twice. So not a lot to draw from that.
No, not a whole lot to draw from that. But we had that instance yesterday as well versus Sprout. They only had one recorded map on Nuke, and all of a sudden they're winning T-sides 13-2.
CT side's a little weaker.
That little bit, trying to look at the positives here, but it is very true. But BPro so far, I guess we just have to come to the realization that really that we don't know what to expect.
No.
And in a good way. Because we've been positively surprised. I think Dennis Law and Zix probably have been my two standouts on that side. They've been performing very well and having big moments throughout all the matches that I've seen them play so far.
Yeah, definitely, Dennis Law, he was the top performer at least yesterday versus Sprout. Now we're coming into a series where we have a lot of good maps for that AWP, so certainly going to be exciting to see him on that as well. I wouldn't even necessarily say, like, coming into this, BPro are a big underdog. They've surprised, they've impressed. Winstrike, they've got got some names in this team, but they certainly maybe haven't lived up to the hype that some expected.
I think they started off really poorly.
Yeah.
Just look at the CIS minor, how they went out there to Orthox, and it's been, I guess, it's hard to expect a team to automatically go into that honeymoon period. Most teams don't. So for them to have some issues of just figuring out how to play with each other, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Edward takes on a pretty massive change in terms of taking over in-game leadership, while also being given just a very different role from what he had in Na'Vi, right? So it's going to take some time to mesh, but at least we're seeing signs of improvement from them now, even though it took them probably a little bit longer than they would have liked, because them getting to a CIS minor playing in Berlin or having the possibility to do so obviously would have been a nice cap in the feather. Or feather in the cap. Here we go.
There we go. You know, we're all doing it right now. It's been a long day.
It's back and forth.
I'm going to make your day worse. I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to ask you the question you don't want to answer. Who's winning this series?
BPro.
Really?
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. Okay,
Yes.
you're going the distance. Dust 2, you're assuming is going Winstrike's way? I'm guessing by that.
I'm not going to go that deep to say who's going to win what map. I'm going to leave that up in the air. But I don't know. I've just been enjoying watching BPro. That's, not to say that Winstrike are without any chances in this. They could very easily take it 2-0 for all I know. I don't know enough about the teams. That's really what it comes down to. But I've been enjoying watching BPro, and I'm kind of hoping that we can see that this is what we see with the fast-paced play is going to be part of their identity, that they do kind of follow through on it, regardless of how the map plays out. And over the course of the entire map pool, more or less, because it's just fun Counter-Strike to watch.
Yeah, I definitely think somewhat of it is going to come down to how much Winstrike, know this team and know what to expect, because I feel like, you could definitely argue that Sprout looked a little bit surprised by what they were facing up against, maybe underestimating their opponents to some extent.
I think Dinko put it best, like over on Nuke, for example. It looked like Sprout was just continuously getting whiplash because of how quickly players were just flying left and right behind them. So that's definitely something you have to adjust for. I think Fury is kind of the prime example in terms of what a wacky or very aggressive play style can do to an opponent and how they could throw them off. And until that gets figured out, until you've looked into it and kind of realized how you need to handle it, you're going to suffer pretty significant losses.
Yeah, especially when you're coming in, on BPro side is like a young gun team, low expectations, not much experience on the same level as some of the teams in this event. Pressure's off. It doesn't matter. You could get whacked out 0-2. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like, that's how it's meant
qualified,
to. Yeah.
We tried, we did our best, but at this point they're going to be hungry, and they've already proven, they've already knocked down one of the teams that we expected to make a bit of a run here. I think even Sprout could be argued.
I would have had them as a top 4, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking Optic, Sprout, Force, and I was guessing someone like Hellraisers. Yeah. But no, they definitely wanted it otherwise, and that's cool. I think it's a great opportunity for them to end up in they kind of get their name out there. That's really what it's all about. And we haven't really seen them too much outside of this either. So, no, all the best to them. You kind of hope that they can make the most out of it.
Yeah, especially, showing some more depth to the Bulgarian scene than maybe some people expected. It's typically only ever been one team.
Very top-heavy.
Every other team below that either has, 1 or 2 good players that get scrapped and pulled out into Windigo and then dropped or
the classic
taken to North
farmer
America.
system, right?
Yeah, right, pretty much. Always having like 1 or 2 players, but never really having a full roster that could actually prove themselves. Well, this could be that roster.
Absolutely so. What we've seen, at least in our small sample size, has been very promising. So maybe they can, try to fight. Wendigo hasn't necessarily been in the best form as of late. Maybe it could be a worthy challenger of actually taking the throne as Bulgaria's best team. That's a good start, in terms of making your name for yourself, and also that makes puts you in a stronger position for regional qualifiers to whatever it might be. So yeah, definitely lots to fight for BPro in that sense, and also I think doing well in an invitational like this, that's going to put you on the radar for a lot of online tournaments and so on. You all of a sudden you get invites, or at least you get invites to qualifiers and this kind of thing, which is how you get started. That's how you, again, move your way up gradually. And maybe it's not going to be all these 5 that make it to the next level, but it could be a player or 2 here and there who take the step that maybe Zerk did, or what Poison might be able to do at some point. So.
Yeah, and of course, to remind those who don't already know, this is the Group B decider match. So winner of this is going to be going straight to the semi-finals, straight to those playoffs. Loser, however, going home. They're already home. It's online, but the metaphor is still there. No one wants to fall out this early. No one wants to get grouped, however, but well, sometimes it's not down to you. Winstrike on the T side, BPro did win that 9th round, and they're going to go very aggressive in this pistol. It's a playground push coming up from long, but the damage is actually coming through for Winstrike. A dink onto Zix. He gets away with a kill. He's going to go back in. Ballsy, but it works out for another frag. I'd say that's worth it considering he was 10 HP, but Winstrike now have a 3-on-3, and they have a lot of room to move.
You take that, given the scenario he was in, but yeah, as you said, a lot of space for Winstrike. But again, a good read here. And I mean, BPro has the boost going on for themselves. They could net themselves a pretty easy kill. There we go. Already the rotation away, and Winstrike is going to connect onto Norbert. Bondic left alone. He does have the bomb and 2 flashes, but can't really see a world where he can actually
they're blind.
Hold off on this. All right, gets the bomb plant. And I guess making the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, that's a bomb plant's good there, right? That flash actually saves him as well for a second. Without it, well, BPro certainly would have been inside of that site, stopping his plant. Wonder if Winstrike will buy off the back of that. They've got 3K a player here, so it's always tempting, but to be honest, if I was in the situation, I would always just go for a deco, get those full guns in round number 3.
Yeah. Well, BPro actually being favored here by GG.Bet in the odds.
Map winner. It is their pick.
Yeah, that is true. Like I say, it makes sense, but I think they've been converting a fair few of us into believers on the side of BPro.
Sure.
Been fun to watch so far. I guess CT sides have been where at least I've been able to notice a fair few struggles on their end. So if they can do a good job of it here on Overpass, sky's the limit. And so far, just making mincemeat of the Winstrike players.
Oh, that's some spam damage from Zix. He is letting no prisoners get out. And
not going to get the frag, though.
Yeah.
This is stolen away from Denislaw. I guess, fair enough, give all the opera of your team all the money in the world, right? Just allow him to bank up that cash, even if it doesn't have a Mac 10.
The Mulan man. Actually, the AWP's out on the T side very early on, so Alian has been saving for that. Obviously, the danger of it is it's glass cannon. If you lose this round, you're giving an AWP over to BPro for free. They won't even have to go in for the investment. So let's see if that AWP is expected here. BPro again going aggressive towards the playground, or the party rather, at the start here. 4 players on A to begin. One of them does go connected. That's a great couple of nades to put Alian down to 18 points of health. Now that AWP is going to be very weak.
Yeah, that's one of those rounds where you think, like, oh man, I really should have had Kevlar, shouldn't I? Downside of glass cannon op, but he's still in a position where he can do some damage. So is Raftu. It's a nice trade with an MP9, honestly. Alian's going to miss the first opportunity he has as well. Surely there's going to be a flash before there's any kind of re-peek. Actually, they're just going to smoke him off.
Cut him off as well. They've got his exit trapped. Denislaw's pushed as they already took down the player towards the fountain, and Bondic is going back to grab the bomb, but BPro are just around that corner. They haven't seen it yet, though.
Yeah. Might not be too interested in holding off on that aggressive position for too long. Actually, Zix. Oh, all right. How is this working out for you? Oh, man. Well, Zix with the brazen move to pick up the op for his teammate, and it somewhat pans out. I thought he would be dead 10 out of 10 times, but I guess not. And that was not the first buy round that Winstrike had in mind.
No. They didn't even get ready out of spawn.
No, I mean, they tried to get the playground. That was access denied pretty heavily, and away we go again.
Yeah, BPro really just setting the pace, wanting to have quick, concise rounds. You get in the face of Winstrike.
Oh, Norbert.
Team knife. Yikes, that's a right click to the back if I've ever seen one.
And Edward chilling in spawn for a little bit. I don't know what's going on here.
Taking his time.
Maybe talking things through. That's a juicy nade as well.
This is already looking great for BPro. Rocking, spamming down towards B, but Winstrike are crawling through the connector, trying to get control towards playground. Denislaw actually going to move off right as they exit through Con, and that's probably because he doesn't know what lurks maybe in the toilets or alongside Party. His teammate has moved in to try and help him out, though, Zix covering that position. Also spotting long from time to time, but Winstrike, they don't really have the weaponry to fight long. Deagle's on a couple, but other than that, this is a pretty weak buy.
I like the move, actually, to fall a little bit behind or fall a little bit further back. Oftentimes, you see so many CT sides have an issue with getting caught off guard because it's very possible for T's to be able to get around a corner, get a little bit closer than you think they might be, and lose out on a weapon. Everything kind of avalanches out of control to the point where you lose a round where you should have had a pretty easy going of it. So playing from side is going to be good. Oh, Jesus, these nades.
They are just brutal.
Well, Norbert's made his way all the way up long, but it's going to be found out by Dennis. Zix is going to have a field day just mowing down non-armored targets.
Spotting both as well. Spray transferred, and the AWP finishes off the last. So 4-0. BPro are taking clean, confident rounds. Have they even lost a player in these last, like, 3 rounds?
I think it's only Raftu who had the MP9, right?
Yeah, and
that's the only thing.
Damn.
And it kind of goes to show as well. I mean, if you look at the money, I think it was in 6, is sitting at 9.7. And the only thing he had to rebuy was a couple of nades. So they're in a prime position to maintain this stronghold. And for Winstrike, sure, they're going to get a weapon round in here, but they're not going to be able to break the economy of the CTs, and makes it so much more difficult. You're also going to be lower, more likely on utility for a fair few rounds, honestly. Bit of a break in the action. Might be Winstrike needing to tuck things through and kind of simmer down and figure out what's going on. Yeah, it's been rapid. I was expecting this to happen on the T side, just a lot of rushes everywhere, but apparently they can do it on the CT side too.
Seem very much on the same page. More Molotovs to cut off Winstrike early at A, and they're like, no, we just won't go towards it. Connector instead, and a man down towards B, throwing that short molly, really just stemming this aggression from BPro. That's the tag. Bond getting put down to 35. Getting nothing for that as well. He doesn't even hit the AWP, so you know it's worrying when Winstrike are even having to flash their way down the ladder. They just can't get any map control guaranteed at this point. Yeah, Norma expecting a push through that smoke. Very common to see, those deep smokes followed up by a flash and a player's already deep in Monster, but not today.
I'm trying to think. It's one of the Fury players, if I'm not mistaken, who loves standing right behind the smoke and Monster like that. Well, at least some map control, or semblance of map control gained for Winstrike here. The problem is that they can't really afford to use a lot of the utility that they have left to get any further. Might have to be just a blind execute towards one of the bomb sites. Right now, the B bomb site is weakened due to a setup from BPro. Still, though, very well equipped to deal with any sort of monster push, and they could still work their way through here. Play around the pillar to get a couple of kills. Smoke comes out. And this is pretty much all the utility that we have on the side of Winstrike.
Ooh, no one's watching short side though, and they're just going to double up. Push as these two CTs are fully focused towards Monster. There are only two CTs on the site, and now there's only two left. 20 seconds, Winstrike will be able to get that bomb planted down. And yeah, BPro definitely not expecting that play at all.
Yeah.
Like, that was a bit of an odd one.
I was for sure that Rafty was going to use the flash that he initially wanted to throw and eventually ended up towards Monster. He was going to bank that off pillar to flash in towards short.
Yeah.
You already had your other Monster player on the opposite side of the barrels. That's pretty tricky situation or position to deal with if you're Winstrike running through. So he should be good for at least one kill, and you could come in for the trade later on. You don't necessarily have to get the double peek because the T's are running into you.
Yeah. Even if they just have a smoke down on short, the flash to Monster, double peek Monster, clear that, then you can focus on the other positions. But, considering that there were 30 seconds on the clock when they were going for that, you could imagine Winstrike are going to be just outside of that site. BPro had 3 on A. They knew almost for sure that there wasn't presence up on that top side. So, bit of a misread maybe from BPro, and Winstrike will take advantage. First round on the board. That's what we like to see. The AWP is also saved.
Yeah. Biggest thing for Winstrike as well is that they sustained 0 losses. That's a massive boost to their economy. You can see that's a meaty buy they've got going on their side, and they still have plenty of money to play off of, even if they were to get hit right back with a return from BPro.
Oh, maybe the AWP to start things off here for BPro. Dennis Law taking his time, waiting for nades or flashbangs, but nothing coming through. He'll just scope up. At this point, they are already in the playground, but you can see Winstrike have been conditioned to be scared of positions like A long so early on into this game. Alien's just holding. Molotov towards the party to hold any AWP or push them back, rather. But Zix responding with a smoke will keep Winstrike at bay for a few more seconds. Smoke in the front of toilets. And Winstrike using utility to actually get some map control. They are looking at least a little more ready than some of the previous rounds, but BPro aren't handing them a lot of early aggression at least. Dennis Law missing this shot on long. He's going to have to fall back to the site, so Winstrike at least establishing presence on A, but it is all a ruse. That bomb's going back down towards Monster. They have connected to rotate in through short as well. And this fight between Zix and Edward, if it does come through, will be very important, but Edward going to throw a smoke towards A and disengage. There's the full BX sec. I think they're going to hear them coming down connector as well. There's still a player in the toilets to do that. McVick, fully blind, gets a frag. Bill checks to the back of the site, dropping one, and Rocking coming in through heaven as well to secure another. BPro with 25 seconds just to hold off from this bomb plant, and Winstrike are getting flashed so heavily they just can't get out through the tunnel. Edward with a double, and now 19 seconds of time is still going to be a problem for Winstrike. Bomb getting dropped, another one from Rocking, and the AWP is all that remains here for Winstrike. Alien hitting the shot, but the no-scope not connecting, and Rocking with the pistol whip.
Definitely a pistol whip, but Alien having a shot at that if you can connect the no-scope. Dangerous territory, but BPro, they do make it back. Nice little replay of the action, and another pause.
It's actually a tech this time.
Yeah.
Got a DC.
Cheeky DC. It's actually one of the BPro players that goes missing. Hopefully we'll have them back pretty soon. As you see, the updated odds from GG.Bet still favoring BPro pretty heavily, and no surprise in that, given the fact that they're 5-1 up on their own map pick.
Well, rejoined, so we should be back into the action nice and soon. Very close round for Winstrike, considering the fact that BPro looked like they were shutting it down, but a couple of quick shots hit by Alien almost saves the day. Still, this is a 5-1 scoreline. BPro are going to be very happy right now. Winstrike have another buy in their hands, but this will be their last, assuming BPro follow up. They do, of course, still have this early established economy from that 4-0 lead.
When we get back into the action, everybody's back on the server, and BPro looking to extend their advantage here. This is where you see the big upside of Winstrike being able to keep 5 players alive in the one round they did pick up. Healthy buy on their end too. Norbert's still going to be the sole player over towards the bomb site. Look at how much force there's being put on by BPro here over towards B. They're actually going to go proactive about this, taking over water control late. I like this fact. It's just not random gamble stacks hoping for the best and crossing their fingers that Winstrike are going to run into them. They're actually getting map control, multiple angles of the map. Okay, what kind of boost is here? Now they got control over Underpass as well.
I wonder if Bondic will even expect this. Vic coming through as well from the top. Oh.
He's living dangerously.
Oh, he's so ready.
How did he know?
That's
experience.
Big brain. An advantage for Winstrike. Raftu, he's committing here. This is so dangerous considering they can come through the tunnel, and they will. Denny's pushing up with the AWP, but there's a flash reposition. They don't check it, but he looks away. There's a player to his right, and Norbert getting saved by Bondic. Well, Bondic saving himself as well in the process, down to 12. 38 seconds.
Oh, Edward. Perfect timing to deal with Denislaw, and Rocking left to his lonesome versus 4. Will be good for 1 at the very least, but that's not where the bomb is going. They are pretty spread up right now, though.
Oh, he just faked footsteps up towards A. That was called by Edward. Now they're taking the bomb back down towards B, but he never rotated. He was here the whole time. He's even going to hit Elliot in the connector, but he won't be able to stop that bomb. And remember, Edward is still on A from the start of the round. 10 seconds. The bomb plant should be attainable here by Winstrike, but let's see if Rocking can make it interesting. It's going to come down to the wire.
Oh, yeah, he was hopping in directly for an attempt at a denial there.
Really nice try, though. I love that fake.
Yeah.
They fell for it completely. Edward just called.
You can see Edward, like, once Bondic dies, he's just standing on the Optimus, but like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Look at how they massacred my boy.
He did nothing wrong. It's just, you know, it's just the big brain.
From Rocking, yeah. He had some pretty vital clutches yesterday versus Sprout as well, especially a 2v1, or 1v2, I should say, on Nuke on the T side. It's really cool to see. Winstrike do bring it back, and that's going to put its dent and its mark on BPro's economy. Denislaw a little bit further forward this time. Edward doesn't want to take the chance.
Don't blame him. Stay away.
Norbert, though, is he just going to walk? Oh, this is going to be a perfect flash. Can't turn around for that one, but look at Raftu. Oh, there we see what the monster setup was meant to do.
A little more effective this time.
I know pesky T's coming out from short that round. Bondic gonna throw out a smoke to try to section off at least one of the areas. Ooh, actually finds Rocking on a very aggressive move, and this is quickly spiraled back into a 2v2, so another chance for Winstrike. Bondic with some really impactful kills here.
Yeah, BPro definitely getting a bit too keen on those fights. Zix has gone back down to Monster. He's willing to fully commit with this one as well. And Winstrike, I love the slow down, make BPro second guess. They have both players on B, but after a certain amount of time, once they've not seen or heard anything, they're going to have to rotate. So Vic here's the jump. Going to give it more time. Denny's little rotating back up, and I think Winstrike would have heard that one, so they can be ready to execute in towards B. But again, Zix is still in this position, and Bondic, if he goes through Monster, that's going to be the bomb dropped. So can be one off the back of just a single kill if Winstrike leave it too late. 30 seconds. He's been spotted. Zix deals with him. Now Kvik coming in through short will get the trade and should have enough time to grab the bomb. The rotate coming back down from Denny's Law. But will he drop into the site or will he just post up in heaven?
With the smoke down, he might decide to drop down, especially with the Molotov coming out there. So he's got the position here. Quick, gotta fake it out.
Oh.
Dennis got the right rotation here.
Oh, wow.
Smoke actually working out brilliantly for Quick, being able to spot the feet of Dennis. Well. That was a, what, 4v2?
Yeah.
Ended up in a 2v2, and eventually Quick wins out the 1v1.
Quick wins out the 1v2.
Oh, yeah. So many opportunities, actually, for BPro to close that one out. Raftu doing everything in his power, really, to set them up perfectly. It's not enough. And it's not like Quick had a lot of HP in that situation. It was at 25. Imagine just 2 bullets into the chest would have been enough with the USP.
I wonder if we're going to see more situations like that from BPro where they overface in positions where they definitely don't need to, right? Once they got those kills down Monster, they can just bunker down inside the site and play trades. They don't need to both peek on the back of that smoke that Bondic throws. You know he's going to be watching it.
I think it's just especially confusing to see Rocking make that kind of a move because, okay, fair enough. If anyone's going to take that duel, it's going to be the low HP player kind of tucked inside on Monster. He's kind of screwed anyway. He needs to make a move at one point. Otherwise, it's very likely that Bondic's going to get the drop on him, especially with the smoke going down. Also, because it's a very limited angle they can actually spam through. It's very easy for Bondic to find anyone if there's shots being rattled through the smoke. Not really the same case for Rocking. He has a much wider array of, I guess, angles or places to put his crosshair in order to find Bondic at that stage. So yeah, it's unnecessary over-aggression, and it's going to cost them dearly. But good on Bondic for being able to swing that back in the favor of Winstrike, or at least an even keel. And, ooh, look at this. Full investment from BPro as well. Realizing that they most likely would have had to have a double eco. See if they can figure out something nifty to do here.
Full setup towards A for Winstrike, even double nading mid, scared of that aggression. We do have BPro in a very good call to push connector here. The issue is, although it's empty, Winstrike are fast tailing it up towards A long, so they're going to get a lot of control for free. Norbert not ready for a player to be below him, but that does give away the fact that BPro are down here, and as a result, Winstrike can just speed it up even further, knowing A is likely going to be somewhat undefended. There is a rotate back up from B, but only one man in position in time. That's Denny's Law. Smoke is a huge gap. Kvik going to go right through. 2 more coming through the dumpster, but now it's a 5-on-3. BPro, huge advantage, but still not the weaponry to play with. The Bondic's coming in on the back line to kill a lurker. He gets dropped by the Raftu again. 4-on-2 rather. Edward and Elian still making this round a reality. And Rocking hiding inside of the smoke, waiting for a noise cue. Winstrike, do they expect another player to still be here? The flank is in, and Rocking activates. Great round from BPro. And Eco, well, a force, working out wonderfully.
Really did. Just getting a little bit of a gift-wrapped package from Norbert there, not expecting to have anyone aggressively. And that's I think it's the first time in a, well, more or less a default, not really default round from Winstrike, but one of the first few times we've seen them just not have anyone downstairs in an underpass. Usually Bondic's been set up there. Not that he's necessarily equated to all that much. He's had one tag on an op onto him, and when he pushed forward, he was able to find the tower outside in water, but usually they have that covered. So Norbert, the one time they decide to let that be open, punishes them heavily. Also really well done from Dennis Law. As he said, he was the only one to be able to rotate over in time over towards long. Him landing that one dig onto Quick running through the smoke, it does everything for them because Winstrike are never really able to to move about after that. They get stuck over towards between the APC and the bomb site, and eventually that backstab that Bondic tried to prevent is going to be the end of you.
Yeah, it was like I said, the expectation that A was empty because connector had been pushed, and they were right.
And it was true, yeah.
By 2 seconds caught, because Dennis Law just got towards truck. Vic didn't expect it.
Yeah. And BPro bring it right back, and they also pick up an op. It seems like we've lost one of the players on BPro yet again. That is Rocking. Hopefully his internet can remain stable. It's like he's having, it might be, I guess, FPS issues as well. I know that there's been going about where you drop to, what, it's like 99 FPS or something.
Yeah.
You have to do some funky with...
Change your res, restart the game,
or record demo, stop. Yeah, it's the whole thing. So hopefully that's only the kind of issue he's running into. Obviously, it's not fun to have to reconnect and restart all the time, but...
Do you think that record demo thing was related to the smoke bug that got patched, right? Because there was a you could reset the smokes when you record, when you type record in console, or if you set a bind.
And then the hot fixed it.
Yeah, since they patched that, that's when, about that time is when we've noticed this FPS bug, and considering you can fix it by typing record.
That could be.
Maybe I've just sold everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, do you have a fix for it though?
No,
you just like identify the problem.
I'm probably not even. You know,
It's
I'm
a good
rambling.
idea though. It's a very good idea.
Valve, please fix.
Yeah. Why you no fix already? Well, Rocking has made it back onto the server. And again, with them being able to hold on to that op, it's going to make that rebuy that much better from BPro. Keep in mind, that was a 4 buy. So even if they would have won that round with only surviving with 2, if they hadn't picked up any weapons somehow, then it becomes a little bit more dicey to be able to hold off this in the upcoming round. But tempo is being switched up here on Winstrike. This is fast, and it's, well, fiery.
Yeah, furious, in fact. Viltrex is pushed up on short, or that's Rafty rather. Viltrex is up on the barrels, dropping 2. The Molotov came down in front of the smokes. A good read from BPro, expecting the rush. It wasn't just the smoke the Winstrike actually caught a timing ahead of. It was Molly's in front of it, and these T's could not get out. Aliens just fired a shot up on A. They might have heard that one. And so he's trying to run towards his site with the bomb. Only got a one-on-one on the site. If he kills Zix, he gets a bomb plant. So this is still going to be interesting, or possibly interesting. He waits for the jump, but he doesn't get the shot. There it is. Now he needs to get that bomb down ASAP, but he doesn't know the site's empty, so he's going to slow it right down.
He's
and
really
gives
terrified.
up his opportunity.
He was so scared of somebody being there. I guess...
Look at the over-rotation.
Yeah. I'm just like, he's here.
Okay, go back down towards me, guys. Yeah, there we go.
I'm a little bit surprised, actually, by that move from Olian, because you're going to run into defenders most likely on either bomb site, considering it's a 1v5.
I think because he shot when he was like coming through party or playground rather, he assumed that BPro heard it. They didn't actually hear it. So he thought maybe A would be more heavily defended, and it will be now. He's walking into 2 players, and he won't get much further.
There you go, shut down. And his tracks did get, at the very least, 1 kill to his name, but it's not enough to really put Winstrike in a position to actually buy up. Not getting a bomb plant down, it's probably going to mean that we're seeing a double eco. I was about to say, like, I don't really get to say that a whole lot. A team doing double ecos, but we've seen it. We didn't get to see it twice because BPro decided to force into that round, but otherwise we would have had 2 double ecos already in this game. Not amongst the norm.
Another fast playground peek, and Dennis Law does catch a kill. The nade's going to be good as well. There it is. He knows the perfect lineup behind that.
You can tell how nicely that just barely graces over.
Sends the swings on one as well.
They've done the science. And they've also grabbed water control over towards B, opened up door for underpass as well, deemed it clear, so they're going to rotate 1 player over towards A, and that's, for the time being, the right call. It's a nice little boost.
Yeah.
Sadly, nobody to be found. That's smoked down as well.
Yeah, there's a gap in that.
Yeah, but, you know, whatever.
Can't be perfect. It got out.
Yeah, Rocking has also found Alien. Oh, he's just not going to fit this.
Outplayed. Very keen. Gun's been given as well.
I do like the fact that BPro are kind of sticking with their identity of being aggressive, though. But again, there's a limit to how much aggressiveness is good for you. I think Fury has definitely been a clear-cut example of that. And Rocking, this is the 2nd time they've had significant man advantage and kind of runs at him. We'll see if they can turn it around this time for Winstrike into an actual win, though. Bondic, Edward, and Quick alive. Quick the only one with a weapon. He's the only one with armor, too. Viltrex alone over towards B here, jumping up and down.
Just playing for retake more than anything. If you can cut this bomb off of short, that'd be great, but it's already up onto the site from Monster. And there it is dropped. Edward not focusing on the bomb plant. He had two teammates to defend him, but he just chooses not to. That's an interesting decision.
I mean, you could get $300 for a kill as well. Here you go.
Or
so
$800 per player, plus $300 for the plant.
Yeah, but you could get $300 for killing a player.
And a kill. That's more ADR.
That goes on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Bomb plants don't.
Yeah. It's not like 1.6 where you got 3 frags if the bomb exploded or if you defused. Those were the times. You've never seen people being more keen to actually plant or defuse a thing in the world. Everybody jumped on that chance. There we go. 8-3, and BPro looking pretty damn solid here on their CT side. 6.
Ooh, he saw the barrel.
Yeah, surely with that trajectory of the nade, they have to realize somebody could be in playground.
Oh, and he can see legs underneath that as well if he wants to.
He's gonna move forward. Edward's ready for it though, but as he said, he could spot, like he could see if there's a body in front of him as he turns the corner. That's why it's just straight up looking into the wooden planks.
Yeah, he's got a huge advantage here. Can just go for the
flash
wallbang.
though.
Oh, it's perfect. They read him like a book.
That is so well done. So they knew what was just around the corner. Much like 6 knew. They were sitting there waiting for him. Probably didn't expect the flash to doom him completely, and somewhat surprisingly, considering what we've seen in terms of reaction from BPro, no instant reaction here. Still holding steady over towards the B bomb site. They've let Dennis Law be the lone defender of the A bomb site with the op. We'll see if Norbert's going to be there to hold them in place as well. Again, it's the double monster setup, and this time they have a player to cover off short, so they don't have to worry about that.
Lots of utility being thrown towards A from Winstrike, but it is all just that fake. Another dump to smoke as well, but the contact will be made from Norbert. Will he check the corner? Surely, and he gets away with the frag as well. Flash coming back in, he's ready for it, and he swivels on the spot. 2 kills from Norbert, a third on the site, and he doesn't know it just yet. Rocking is hiding behind the pillar, and he's just caught the timing round, but he's got his back turned. Norbert is the entry god right now over towards B, and there's no one that can stop him. 5 seconds as that bomb goes down. Dennis Law is going to get peeked from the site if he doesn't hurry up with his kill, and oh, missed shot. Norbert will take that every day of the week.
That was... I think actually Dennis Law got a little bit freaked out by the fact that the op shot came ringing through, even though it didn't die to it. It was like, ugh, need to move. Yeah, Norbert though. Look at that. Dennis Law still up in the charge though, even though he got shook for a moment. But Winstrike more focused about the fact that they've netted 4 for themselves.
This is reasonably good so far, considering it is BPro's pick, and we know they can play this map very well. Ooh, spam as the CTs get aggressive. It won't stop them from doing so, though. They just go all into B water. Maybe trying this connector boost again, but it didn't work last time. Flash going over. Norbert looking for more and more entries. He might just find him. Can't convert the spray. Gets killed so quickly by Rocking. That Molotov defies gravity, but it does eventually land in the tunnel and in the water, which is defying more than just one science. While he's landing on barrels, they will push Viltrex out, but in the meantime, we've got Winstrike fast-tailing it up towards this A site. That bomb's going to be coming to join them. Zix is deep on long, and Dennis Law is going to be coming back up from CT. He won't, or maybe he will be here in time. We've seen his rotates be pretty on point, pretty perfect, but Winstrike are already inside of the site. Surely he has to expect this.
You'd hope so. Dennis Law not going to find the timing to find the first one. 6 is going to have to rotate back eventually. He's going to realize that nobody's there at long. Oh, no, just back, turn to each other. Wins out the duel versus Quick. I guess now, though, tough part is going to be expecting Bondic.
Winstrike are just waiting for that wrap round, and they might just find him zigzagging the wrong way, and Bondic's got the kill. Edward is still on the truck. He hasn't moved an inch in 25 seconds. This bomb is finally coming to join him on the AWP. Alien hitting a shot. Viltrex getting caught in the rotate up, and Dennis Law is playing that smoke. He knows his players to his left and his right, and he almost cut the bomb off from getting to the site, but he won't. 10 seconds, and the plant is in. Rocking almost burning in those flames, but no noise made, so he's going to have the element of surprise. Can't get a kill for it. Dennis Law follows up, but he's got a 1-on-2, and that AWP is already on his angle. Winstrike, a 5th round on this T side, and things are really starting to piece together from what was a very dominant start for BPro.
Absolutely. Their bank has been broken. Winstrike starting to get a grip on this in the first half. Best they can do is still 8-7, so they're not going to win out it. But considering how it all started, they should be pretty happy if they can manage to scrape 7 rounds together.
Yeah. They certainly look like they might be able to. At least 6, bare minimum. BPro are not going to win this round, I hope. Party push. They've been double nading this from time to time.
Not going to be the case now.
Oh, perfect timing.
Oof. Viltrik's got the bad end of that deal.
They're waiting, though, and Winstrike are very scared of this possibility, but surely they're not going to expect 5 players coming up here. The issue is that connector push is being timed as well. The flash is there. Kvik gets a kill, but he gets taken down straight after. Edward moving through Con, making a lot of noise. There's a crossfire here between the two, and he's not ready where to look. These pistols are working out for BPro, and they have the advantage, maybe not in health or weaponry, but in numbers.
Well, they will have it in weaponry now, but as you said, the rest of the utility kit is not quite there. No armor on anyone. 6 is going to be quick about it. I think he spotted from some feet.
Oh!
Ooh. Well, okay, at least you know they're separated. That's something. Oh, nice adjustment from Norbert. Now rocking all alone. Is he going to get the time to drop down into water? Answer is no.
Oh my, Norbert is on another level right now.
He's doing it all for them.
Considering he had 3 kills, he was bottom of the server until that 4K round opener on B. Since then, he has not stopped, however.
No, just one-track mind on this player. One of the new talents in this lineup. Obviously, there's some pretty familiar faces in Bondic, Edward, and Quick, but Alien and Norbert, definitely newer faces, proving their worth.
And hey, because of those pistol kills, BPro are going to have a little bit more money to work with in this last round of the half. Trying to find the 9-6, but no orb and no kits either, so a post-plant situation could get difficult. That being said, they've never won a post-plant situation, at least for BPro. Might see this monster push again, and Norbert, he gets fully flashed, but he knows exactly what happened with that flash, and he can just wait patiently. They never spotted him, and he's got the off angle of off angles.
Oh, this is going to be the easiest kill of today for him. And Rafter's like, wait, what? Gonna have to investigate.
They've gotten to the point where Winstrike are just reading this aggression, and BPro are going for every single round in one way or another. So Winstrike's default is just, okay, guys, they're going to push, just wait. And they're getting all the kills from it. A man up and going for the A execute. 3 CTs here for defense, though.
Yeah. They can do this, though, off of the aggressive positioning from Raftu, with Norbert leaving the area.
Ooh.
Rocking actually wanting to go through the smoke. Okay. They had a pretty solid crossfire setup going for them, but
more flashes. That Molly is going to get uncomfortable. Denny's still here. They should know that. He's just taken down another player after Zix got dropped on the site. Maybe originally thinking that was the player on truck. It was not. He's hiding in the smoke. It's about to dissipate.
Have to know.
And yeah, they've got him locked in. Bondic takes that kill, and Raftu's gone on the long flank through T-spawn. He is here, actually, at the perfect time. Can he stop the bomb plant? If he starts running, he can now, but he's not going to. Norbert getting dropped anyway, but Edward is so close, and he wasn't ready for that corner. I really would have loved to see Raftu run the last 2 steps there. I mean, he's going to fire off a shot anyway. At least try to stop the bomb.
Exactly. You give up your position, but that's going to happen regardless, because you can't exactly just look at him once you show up after he's planted the bomb and be like,
ta-da!
Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot for you. No, definitely that was the better play, but hard to make those split second decisions, obviously. Wanting to see if you could get away with it. Maybe if it was a fake plan, potentially.
Yeah.
There's always, I guess, something to can justify your decision-making in that kind of scenario. Nonetheless, Winstrike do manage to scrape it all the way back. 8-7 half, and BPro, they were at 8-3. So it's quickly spiraled, but now we get into the point of the game where I'm more excited to see what's going on, because BPro have been so aggressive. And speaking of aggression, look at the CT side.
Yeah, it's going both ways. They've wrapped them. They've got everyone here. Norbert and Bondic finding kills between them. There's trades back, but will they be enough? Viltrax is alone on the site, and he has been flanked by Edward. Winstrike read that monster player like instantly. They just pushed short and were already flanking those T's before they got through the tunnel.
Yeah, they had so much information readily available for them. Knew exactly what to do, and yeah, they couldn't really have found a bigger counterplay to what BPro wanted to do there. And the odds for GG.Bet have heavily shifted since we last saw them. Now we've gone from being heavily favored for BPro now to being back in the favor of Winstrike. To be fair, they've gotten off to the better start here. Also had a better string of rounds. That's a pretty badly missed monster smoke. Robert's going to be like, it's supposed to be smoke here, but... All right, you just have to go up against... I was about to say a force buy, but...
Ooh! Nade is down, the spray is in, and hey, it's going to work out for Winstrike, even considering Norbert moved out at the wrong time. He's going to just finish off the round. That looked, yeah, that looked awful, but it worked out wonderfully.
Some juicy nades coming in there to soften up everything. And BPro, again, if you are able to separate yourself or just create some distance with him, the MAC-10s are not going to do too much damage to you. But BPro, even with that investment, sure, it's not going to be a third round buy. They haven't really shafted their economy completely. But for now, though, prime opportunity for Winstrike to get to 10.
Nade stack in middle, and the scout is out. He's going to run back. Actually, doesn't even get a lick of damage there. How on earth? Sends one nade flying back and does more damage than they could have ever hoped for. Even Julie's, God, that's just rude. Oh my, he gets 2?
Yeah.
That's just, I mean, double the guns, double the frags, right?
Apparently. Everybody should start dual wielding weapons.
No, those Julies are god awful.
Yeah, no, just don't.
Yeah, even with a price reduction, no.
I'm curious to see it. Like, over the years, because obviously we've had a couple of players pick it up. Get Right being one of them.
Nitro.
NBK, Nitro. Yeah, it's like a one-off that
And
never
they never
really
work.
No, they never do.
It's
This
like,
is just more happy accident that he actually lands kill more than anything else.
And the fact that they're already tagged up from the nade and the scout.
Yeah.
I mean, considering how many good pistols are in this game.
There's no reason to go for the Julies ever.
Exactly.
Get a 5.7, CZ potentially,
P250.
P250.
P250 is $300. Remember that. That gun is
ridiculous.
Incredible.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the 5.7 is the same cost as the dualies. I'd go with the 5.7 every single day of the week.
Is 5.7 500?
Yeah.
I thought Julies were 400 because they used to be 650 and they moved them to 400. I'm pretty sure. That being said, I don't buy them. So
yeah, I don't buy them either for good reason.
Yeah. No, you constantly see people like Nitro get like kit Julies on pistol, so they have to be 400.
Yeah. I don't know why I'd go with the dualies anyway, though.
No.
USB, P2000.
I guess like if you're buying a kit and you don't want utility, as a CT, a P250 isn't really necessary, really,
but
with no armor.
What does dualies do for you? Well, I guess you get more bullets. Yeah, just cover fire.
Yeah, like suppressing fire. Just get the Negev, lol.
Yeah. Why aren't people buying that?
I wonder.
I'm kind of curious now, though. I guess it doesn't really work with how much damage reduction there is to double doors and dust 2. But you imagine last round of a half or something like that, you buy 5 negatives, you'll have to just trained on it.
Yeah, auto sniper usually.
Yeah,
but I guess
you
if
get
you don't
more
have the money.
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
cheaper.
plus, on the plus side, you don't need to throw the Negevs out the map after because no one is picking them up.
It's a fair point too. I'm thinking you're getting so many more shots off at the door, and it's a pretty accurate spray once you've held it for about 4 seconds or so. So, bigger likelihood of hitting something? I'm not sure how much damage it would do, though.
What I do love is when you see players buy an auto sniper on the last round of the half.
Yeah.
Like I think someone should always do that on the CT side if you've got the money, because then you know it can never be like taken by the terrorists in that next round. And that gun is honestly so good.
It's pretty damn powerful. Ooh. Flashes being effective, and William deciding to go for a bit of a wide swing when he rotates. Luckily for him, Quick is in position to get 2 quick return kills. So man advantage still within Winstrike's range. I guess for now, there is a bit of a weakened defense over towards A. It's only Edward, but you have the rotation coming in from Bondic as well. So the 2-2 setup. And I think actually if you're going up against a 2-2 setup, I would more often than not tend to go towards the V-bomb site.
Without doubt. I wonder if they spotted that jump cross from Norbert. I don't think they did. They can, of course, expect someone in this position. That smoke very well timed, but maybe a bit too late. He hears the tag, but Norbert still goes down. Now the wide swing from Kvik. He's going to get the ace with the MP9. Unbelievable. Pistol is out, and he's done it. That is something else. Against 4 rifles, 4 MP9 kills and a USP frag. He is the money man, $11,000.
That's about as fruitful of a round as you can get. Even picks up a weapon for himself, right? So he doesn't even need to invest into that. He buys an op for Elian and doesn't really even take a dent to his economy. Still sitting at 5.8 after buying an op.
Is it the same as everyone else?
Yeah, that's how you do it. Winstrike at 11. It seems like the wind's gotten out of the sails for BPro here a little bit. Having a bit of a rough time getting back into it. We're looking so strong to start us off here on the CT on their CT side. Now with pistol armor, just gonna hope to get close enough. They have one piece of utility. That's an HE on 6. That's probably not gonna amount to a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. Boost goes over the smoke, so if Elian peeks out, ooh, there's an opportunity. He flies out, not gonna do as much damage as he would have liked, but he still falls back. A bit dangerously, and Quick's gonna fall. Yeah. Probably needed an MP9.
And a USP. They're just going to go running right back. One through connector, the rest through T-spawn. And this is a perfect call to make, actually, because they're not rotating down. So Winstrike, well, they have rotated off B and left Norbert just to cover that tunnel cross. He's not going to spot a thing until BPro are basically already hitting the site. And he might not spot a thing at all because he's double checking. He's looking back and forth. They are going to cross. He should get some info, and there's some spray, but no kill from it. And B is empty. Rocking can come through connector. Botnik has rotated very quickly off of that call through heaven, but he is the only man here. Rocking catch rotates. Viltrex killing Elian in heaven, and that will be the Deagles working out for BPro. I love that rotate back down towards B. Winstrike over-rotate themselves, and yeah, awkward caught. Norbert getting caught awkwardly down in that tunnel.
Yeah. Just being able to do tag damage and not getting a frag is pretty detrimental. Even if Bondik has a quick rotation as well, you see some well-connected Deagle shots from Veltrex, removing the Opera up in heaven. Oof. That was around BPro didn't really have much of business of winning, especially when they lose the opportunity to find Elian with the boost over the smoke.
Oh, here we go. Talking of boost.
Are they going to get it in time?
Nah, you hate to see that.
I feel like that happens more often than you'd like.
He's not going to find a thing anyway. No one's heaven, no one's jumping. They're doubling on Monster.
But they might be a little bit suspicious with that smoke going down. Right now, Norbert's put himself up at the jail position.
This one is a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, spotting the feed so early if you're CT, and still a pretty wide area, I guess, if you would call it that. That they can swing in from, but oh boy, Denislav was ready for the re-aggression from Bondik.
I think BPro have had something reignited within them off of the back of that Deagle round. Quick entries towards B. Kvik coming in on the rotate.
They have Edward on a flank as well, but it seems like they're already aware of this. Rocking. Oh wait, he's got to turn around now.
Ooh, it's so close. He's ready though.
Go.
Plant is in for BPro. This should be a done deal. Winstrike might even consider saving. They've got no money.
How do you get Elian out of the corner though?
You don't.
Yeah, just sacrifice him to the greater gods. Allow Quick to hold on to his weapon, I suppose.
I guess you just play crossfire till the end of the round. Then when BPro exit, they're going to exit safely.
Yeah.
And you can probably catch the timing out.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out how big is the bomb blast radius?
If I think you can survive in this corner.
With 100 HP.
Yeah.
As long as Voltrex doesn't throw, I guess,
I think we'll have like,
parting grenade.
Like 42 health. If he gets in the
corner. Yeah, he doesn't have any interest in actually moving. It could probably tuck himself a little bit further away. There we go. Yeah,
I was close. 41.
Yeah, pretty damn close. Yeah, so a nade could have been the deciding factor there, but no dojo on the server, so everyone's safe. But BPro, they get up to double figures themselves, 2 rounds in a row. As you said, it seems like they've been reignited. One thing they did super well versus Sprout, even though it was a little bit up and down, especially the CT sides. One thing they were always so good about was trading. Especially when the tempo picked up, they always had cover for each other. Whenever you think like, oh, Sprout, you know, they've stacked up on the right bomb site, this might be it.
Yeah.
It's always favorable trades coming in from BPro time and time again, regardless of how quickly everything starts to go off. And you can tell there again, so aware that with the setup from Norbert, they could expect someone to come down from the monster slope to peek into the tunnels. Denislav just immediately evaporates Bondik.
This could make all the difference. Because now the money broken for Winstrike. 2 saved M4s and 3 pistols around that BPro. Going back in for the boost. They didn't get really a chance to use it in the previous round. And he's hitting the jump this time. Will he find anything, though? There are players pushing short. Are they going for the triple boost on sandbags, though?
I think it's just a double boost, isn't it?
Yeah, you need 3 players to get 2 players on top of the sandbags, though. And they are going to see him, but he looks back in time. That's one of the rifles gone.
That's not what you expect to see if you're quick.
No.
Oh, I think they spotted Norbert as well. They did.
Oh, he's tucked.
He should be a dead man. Yeah. That's going to spread, right? Yeah, he's dead.
He doesn't even try.
Just
accepts his fate.
Yes, yeah. Good on you guys. Like, you found me. BPro, without even moving into the bomb site, finding 2 opening kills.
The thing is, they know there's a 3rd player around here as well because they saw that boost.
Yeah.
So
Edward has to be here somewhere.
They know it now. He's dropped the bomb. Ooh. Oh, no. Big mistake. There's players coming down from A as well. If they can get here in time, they can hold on to that package. I'm not sure if Edward even realizes, but do they realize he's here? He swapped corners, gets another frag. It's a 2-on-2. This is a 5-on-3 with the B site given up. BPro now in a very uncomfortable spot.
Especially because the 2 remaining players on Winstrike have weapons now. They previously only had to deal with actual pistols.
Oh, oh no. The crossfire. That was a 2-rifle round.
Yeah.
What a play from Edward.
That was wild, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he saw that bomb.
That was excellent. 3rd follow-up as well. Just battering shots into the body of Wolchek's.
I love that crossfire as well, right? The 2 players in connector, one at the end of ladder and one just kind of jiggling the corner, spamming the wall, baiting them in.
Making it impossible for him. It could have been a different story if BPro had found a smoke, something to that effect to pick up the bomb, but Winstrike steal 1 away, and that was looking so good. A 5v3. You're going up against not even a 4 spy, and you don't get anything for it.
BPro wanted to speed up the pace towards B, but there's so many Molotovs here. They're going to have to go anyway. Oh, fully white, and Bonding's gone down. Double entry for BPro. There's still 2 more in the site, though. Edwards pushed up, and Elian getting caught swapping weapons. Edwards in the middle, but he won't get much further, and that is a flawless rifle round from BPro. As soon as Winstrike get guns back, BPro instantly elevate the pace, and boy, does it have shocking results.
Just looking at the radar as all the nades fly over, it's just like, what the hell is going on? It's like a flight radar. Just everything's darting back and forth.
When you realize how many planes are actually above you at any one point.
Exactly. That was a wild one. And BPro basically finding 5 frags within the span of 5 seconds. It's the efficiency you like, and they survive with everyone else on their team up and running as well. So a lot of money. It's a damn good job.
Spy is a big investment from Winstrike.
It's an experimental one at that, too. Oh, the timing. To be fair, these are the kind of rounds where BPro have struggled a little bit to maintain footing.
I mean, look at just 2 rounds ago.
Yeah. Edward does have a deagle as well.
Uh-oh.
Danger abound. And they've also rotated the Opera over towards long here, so if they don't get it in time, this could be perfect. Oh, misses. And he doesn't have Kevlar, so he's in lethal danger right now.
I like how he does just give it up, right?
Yeah, no reason to go for a repeat there. That's just a 100% death sentence. Ooh, Edward's like, okay, I'm not allowed in that corner.
Yeah, mollied appropriately. This orb is still short. That's the thing. Elian's in toilets right now, so once they start pushing up on long, they have no one short side. Flash is coming through for Winstrike. Edward could go B once again with a deagle, but he's fully blind off of the T's flash, not the CT1. Kavik getting 1. There's a lot of damage going down, and this AWP has the cross. Winstrike now holding a 2-on-1. Elian waiting for a timing shot. That bomb is in the site, and Zix has to go. He might even have a chance to get down towards B if he starts running right now, and he hasn't had that realization. He's going to commit to the site.
Or is he just going to walk? He can't walk it. Oh, clearing out. Oh, this is going to give so much time for Norbert to actually move up on long.
Ooh, he's making this easy for Norbert, yeah. Goodbye.
Oi, well, not quite yet, but time. There we go. Gave him hope, and then took it away. A little bit of a teabag there at the very end of it. And again, BPro not able to capitalize off of having the superior buy. more numbers for a little bit of period of time as well, at the very least. But damn.
Yeah, these force buy rounds just proven to be terrifying. Definitely dangerous sending all your players up on long, having no control, right? Having that cross from Elian up on short.
Just, I guess the strength in numbers was the thought process from BPro.
Choke point, though. Always scary. This is still a buy for BPro regardless. They've actually got a pretty decent amount of utility as well. So
yeah, it's off of the back of being able to have that previous rifle round with 5 players staying alive. Denislaw wants to make sure nobody's going to spam that. Ooh, that's the wrong timing to unscope.
At least he gets away unscathed.
He's unscathed and rotations come in, but there's still plenty of time for BPro to back out of this. Oh. Whiz passes here, and he tagged him down, but Ulrich's going to find Quick. All right, then.
Oh, these MP9s are lethal. Edward thinks they're closer than they are, and they catch him moving out of position. This AWP does get the chance to back off. That Molly and Bank almost took down Elian. He's going to get a second chance. Denislaw got a resmoke for that stairwell as well. He could even throw a flash down there, but Rocking has got himself into a crucial spot. Bondik has no idea. He's killed his teammate. He jiggles the corner, but there's still a lot to deal with, and Rocking's going to take them both. Trying to catch Norbert moving up the stairs, but he runs out of ammo. Reload coming through, and Norbert's so deep, but Rocking is too quick. 12-13, BPro salvage yet another round, and just this is everywhere.
It's madness. I was so terrified for Rocking them to not be able to close out the clutch, especially because he waits so patiently for Bondik to move forward. But while doing so, Bondik actually finds the frag onto Denislaw. Out of that point, you know, I should have probably swung. That's the only thing that's going through his mind, but still manages to win out the 1v3.
It's all worth it in the end.
Yeah,
for the greater
it is.
good.
For the greater good, indeed. And well, we're back to shoddy buy on the side of Winstrike.
So that means they're going to win this round.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh, he sees something. Actually gets the leg of Norbert. So 17 HP. This time it's not an op in play, though, and I think that's a pretty significant difference for the buy on a Winstrike's end.
They do have a B stack. 4 players here with the boost up on short as well. Won't be short needed because BPro are all out through Monster. These flashes are good. It gives away the fact that BPro are here. They're spamming while blind. They can't get anywhere. They are just so white. And Norbert is still up on short as well. They have to clear it. But Elian gets the kill from above in through maybe a gap in the smoke.
No, I think it was before the smoke bloomed.
Oh.
It was so late.
Oh no, it's happening again.
It is. It's looking like it. Edwards back with a deagle. Bondik chimes in as well. 1v2. Heavily damaged players, at least on the side of Winstrike, but gotta like the man advantage if you're Winstrike here. Smoke goes down. It's gonna allow him to get in through the doors, or at least give the illusion of it. But how do you clear out? Norbert's getting into the monster position. How do you clear him out at this stage?
He is low, so Rocking just needs to hit a bullet with this AK and he'll do it.
Oh, but it doesn't seem like he has any sort of idea.
Yeah. The reposition is too strong, and Norbert winning that round. That's the third force/eco that Winstrike have won in this half.
And it's not even the... Well, in this case, it wasn't even the bottom AUG that did a whole lot of damage. No. It was pistols. Elian gets the first frag on I think it was Viltrix, who struggled straight off a little bit too soon before the smoke for hire went out, but after that was just raining down pain with pistols.
Just every time that BPro are up against a low buy, they rush a choke point, and I don't understand it. If they just slow default, they're going to have so much more success.
But not even that. I mean, they don't really rush it as fully as you would have imagined either, because you could see in a normal rush, you would have had the higher smoke down way sooner before, you know, 3 of your players have kind of been stuck at Monster for a while, and it's...
Well, where do you throw that heaven smoke from? Traditionally, it's short water. What did they not do there? Go short water.
Exactly. So you have to kind of consider the fact that if that's going to be an opening, you have to, first off, you can't put yourself in the open, but you also have to think about it. Well, we can walk into water, walk close to Monster, set up our nades, then go.
That'd be better.
And kind of rush off of that. Like, it can still be a quick round, but it's a little bit more controlled. And the fact that they've lost 3 rounds off the back of that is a bit of a nightmare here. They could have been a match point. They could have potentially had, obviously, well, following the fact that it was force buys on Winstrike, BPro very likely would have won the game by now.
Yeah, because it would be ecos after those force buys, right? That's the issue with those forces. They can ruin your money, and Kvik is making money right now. The MP9 god, but I mean, smoke walks with no flashbangs at 14-12.
It's optimistic.
Yeah, that was never going to work. Is this his second ace? No.
No, not quite. Close though.
Yeah, I think BPro have definitely gamed themselves in this second half. Oh.
He's going to get caught out by Norbert. And map point for Winstrike. 1 round away from stealing away the map pick of BPro. Well, this game has gone many places, and I didn't really expect that this would be this would be the conclusion of it, simply because Winstrike got off to a horrible start. BPro were looking so solid, then they bring it back, and you think they're just like, okay, with them winning the pistol as well, maybe Winstrike are just going to close it out. Then BPro come back yet again, and the way they stumble at the finish line is to force buys, not even strong force buys.
Yeah, so basically we're going to overtime is what you're trying to say?
It could very well be, but again, BPro haven't really had the same success as Winstrike with these buys. As you said, venturing through smokes needs decent enough.
That's a nice nade, though. It softens up 3 targets. Flash is good. Forces Norbert back. He's got a molly to respond, though. They've got to run right through that into the firing line. Only 1 kill. Not ready for more players there. Responding. Oh, dear. Sleeping at the wheel. These pistols are still going to work out, though, for Ellie, and he gets a kill with a dually. So 3 on 2. BPro continue to get aggressive, but into Edward they go, and they won't get much further. 16-12 to Winstrike. They will lock down BPro's map pick. The map that we were talking so positively about for BPro, and yeah, kind of fall short.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking pretty decent for them for the better part of it. Again, it's the 3 rounds versus force buy that they mess up. That's pretty much what it comes down to. They probably would have been able to close out this map
without a doubt.
Yeah, in an okay fashion, and they could have been considering, getting 2-0 or getting a 2-0.
That's the thing. It's not 3 rounds. It's actually 6 rounds. If you beat a force buy like that, they have to take a full eco to follow it, and you don't lose that.
And even then, because they've force bought and it's been a lot of back and forth, they don't have too much loss buy bonus. It's not going to be a great buy once they get into the buy rounds, even on the side of Winstrike. So plenty of opportunities there for BPro, but they let it slip. I guess it's part of being an inexperienced team and not necessarily having it all figured out. But they still get 1 more chance.
And of course, we got to give props to Winstrike there for actually winning those ecos. Like, that's incredible. That's great work from them. Not every team can do it.
Quick doing amazingly. Edward having a fantastic round, and everybody's chipping in at the right time.
Exactly. And of course, Norbert on that T side as well. Can't forget him. Let's hope we have some more of that as we move into the second map. It will be Dust 2. It's going to be Winstrike's pick in a map that BPro have only logged twice in the last 3 months. So we don't really know where this one's going to go. Join us after the break to find out where this series ends up.